Hi guys, welcome back to another pascom phone system video tutorial. The focus of today's topic is user management. Now before we start, I'm not going to go into all the complexities of all the advanced part of user management that we have. We've got many options for importing, syncing, authenticating, all this kind of stuff. But that's way too detailed for this tutorial. So we're going to go over the basics, show you how to get started, how to add a user, and so on and so on. But before we do that, we need to explain our user concept a little bit. So I'm just going to swap over to our screen here. And this is a picture from our documentation. And basically what it explains is that the user concept with pascom is that the extension is assigned to the user. So the user is central to everything we do. And that comes from, for example, setting their present status for themselves, also for using the devices that they can manage. So all our devices are assigned to the user and the extension hangs on that user. Matthias, perhaps you could explain that a little bit better than I can, I don't know.
Not better, but maybe a little bit more deeply and say what the advantages are and why are we doing this. The why is because if it's user-centric, then we don't have to copy all the user data to the devices. Let's say I have a SIP account for you, James Barton, and then I copy it to phone A, B, C, and it has to re-register and everything.
Yeah.
In our case, every device you use has a machine account.
Okay.
And you as a user just say, now I use this, now I use that. And that's atomic. So you use this now and this the other
Which
day.
makes things, for example, like hot desking and open plan offices very quick in comparison to other vendors who have to do so much legwork as an IT admin to be able to get that to work. And home office working, you just literally click on the client, drop down into your location where you're working and done. So that's the main advantage of it. Now we've explained that, it's time to have a look at how we actually get users into the phone system. So Matthias, take it away.
The easy part now. We have an invite button here in the user list. You can find it users user list. The invite button does the very same than the wizard you go through when you set up the system the first time. You can invite your colleagues. This is the very same functionality. You put in username, email address, you get an email. And you can proceed with pairing, password setting, whatever.
Basically, the steps we covered a little bit in the initial setup video.
Yes.
Yeah. So once that's done, the email sets out, comes to me, I click on a link, and then I can go through the setup, and I can download my clients, I can pair my mobile app, I set my password first.
Yes,
that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Otherwise I can't go any further. But yeah, it's very straightforward. You can even add your telephone, desktop telephones, if you want to. But as an admin, if you don't particularly trust your users to be able to use this pretty much idiot-proof setup guide.
Yes, or they don't want to.
Yeah.
Because they're used to it, that you install everything and put it on their desks. So
there is another option, which is?
Which is just the classic add new user button. A very exciting button. No. You can add a new user manually, as you like. No, this is not the right one. I add you to the system. James don't want to do this on his own. I have an extension. This is chosen from our kind of pool for extensions.
It's automatically generated. It just suggests the next available extension.
You can do what you want, but this is a suggestion. Then I can assign a password. And here the first problem. I have to tell the user his password or whatever. So that's ugly. So inviting is better, or using another authentication source, which we will cover later. The PIN, then I can assign a fax, email address, preferred language, whatever. Here, two important switches. Everybody gets a soft phone and everybody gets assigned a mobile phone automatically, because we think that everybody should pair his mobile and everybody should use our desktop applications. But if you don't like to, you can disable it for each user here. You say save. Then you could add, for sure in the details, you could add other devices which are already in the system to this user. Don't forget to apply. That's important. And then the user is ready to go.
Good. Now, that is pretty much the most basic of basic ways of adding a user. Now, of course, if you are a small, medium business with, say, 15 users or so, you want to be able to get them all in at one time. and you probably have things like, okay, how do I spell their surname? What do I do with passwords and this, that, and the other?
What's his extension?
Yeah, that's the main one.
Maybe the name you will get somehow, but
yeah, somehow or other.
Somehow, if you're working with the guys for years, but you never know.
Yeah.
But the extension is
the important
hard.
So what we do, we actually have a very cool CSV or Excel file import. Not CSV, that's a more advanced option, but the Excel file import, where you can actually add everything and populate this list and then upload it all in one go. Matthias, how does that look?
Here in appliance import, you can find the advanced import. It should be named basic import, but who cares? Advanced import. You can have an Excel file. Here you can download it. We prepared one, so it looks like this. Here's a description for the fields. You can find the very same fields than you saw when we were adding a user. The functionality is the same, you just put it into an Excel file, that's it. Also, if you don't provide an extension, the pool will be used and so on and so forth. So, same functionality. You can say if you want to add a soft phone or not. You can even tie a MAC address to this user immediately. So if you have already hardware devices in place, you can automatically assign those hardware devices now to this user in this moment.
And then basically what that means is when the phone system detects that MAC address, it then says, okay, that's for that user, it comes into operation.
Even if it does not exist yet, he prepares everything, and if the system sees this device the first time, it will tie them together.
Yeah, okay, good. Right then, so the next step of this advanced basic import.
The advanced basic import is to import, finally. You choose advanced import, directly the XLS file. You don't have to convert it to CSV or something. We can read the Excel file directly, upload it, and we're ready to go. The data import job is running. If it fails, you will see it. If it succeeds, you will see it, and you can click in there if you like.
Yeah, so basically in very few steps, you can get your system up and running. And one of the benefits is, for example, Matthias mentioned with the extensions, maybe you don't know all the extensions in your business. So you could turn around to a department head and say, hey, can you fill in the extensions of the employees in your department head? You can share this Excel file with your team and get them to populate it themselves, give it back to you, and then you load it onto the phone system. One thing to note though, you can't just use any Excel file. Yes. It has to have the same syntax as the one that we prepared and deliver with the phone system. So rather than going through and making your own list, you might as well just use what we have. Yeah. And it's very quick and easy. So that's it for importing users with the basic methods. Obviously, we touched on that there are some more complicated or more advanced methods, for example, using our connector, which is a very, very advanced suite of user management. You can connect to Active Directory, LDAP, Exchange, Office 365, all this kind of stuff. So if you've got many more users and you need to maintain them in another pool, so to speak, that's one method. Then
use the connector. The connector is complex, but the connector can also do some other things like authentication, not only importing. And that's really a dream because you just connect once, import all users, and also the authentication is moved to the authentication source you have already. So all your password policies which are in place are the same then for the pascom solution. So I would go for connecting it to some sort of
if you have the infrastructure.
If you have the infrastructure, yes.
That would be the daddy of all solutions.
Yes, but we cover this in another video, the connector.
Now, one last thing on user management. Okay, we've imported our users now. Now, businesses, they grow and whatever else.
They shrink and then you have to delete them again.
Well, no, I was going to say that employees move on and others come.
Move on, yes.
Yeah. So what do we do to maintain our users, so to speak?
So to delete somebody is easy. Hire and fire is very easy here in pascom.
I love the fact that I'm being fired here.
Yeah. That's good. You're fired now. You can see it's easy. One thing to mention is that in the device list, the devices you used are still there. You can see they are marked as unused, but they're still there. So why is this? This is because of our concept that a phone is never tied to a...
It's not tied to the
extension.
The extension, exactly.
To the extension, you delete the user and the phone is free for use for another guy again.
Exactly.
So if it's a software phone, then yes, you could say, okay, I delete it because it just creates another one for the new user.
But you're not going to delete a hardware phone because when their replacement or another employee comes in, they're going to take that hard phone on.
Yes.
So why delete it from the list? Why go through the steps twice?
So this is what you have to get your head around one time with this. The user is not the device, but if you manage this, then everything is straightforward and easy.
Good. Right. Any questions, join our bootcamp on Thursdays. And I think that's pretty much it for this advanced basic user management tutorial. We'll be back again in the future with more tutorials. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.